friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Katelyn and I like to film eyeshadow palette, ranking, and review videos, as well as the occasional other content sprinkled in. So if you like indie makeup, if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like me, highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button because I post 2 videos every single week. And for those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again. And I am so excited for today's video because we are going to be doing a look with the Adept Cosmetics Legend of Ardra palette, and it's actually what I have on my eyes right now, but this is not the look we're gonna do. I'm gonna talk about that after I play my little intro right now. Okay, so earlier we took my son to swim, and then I did a cookie decorating class with my mom right after. So I wanted to have some makeup on, but I didn't have a ton of time to do like a whole look. But this palette was sort of calling to me, and I was like, let me just throw something in the crease, something on the lid, call it a day, see if I could do a quick look. So I used the shade, I want to say this is Krug. Yeah, Krug, I think, and then Planetary Tremor is what's on the lid, and then actually in the inner corner I went for Contract of Ardra, and that was basically the look. Now this has been on a very long time today, so we are going to wipe this off to do a little bit of a more complex look than what I did earlier. But I did want to point it out. I'll post a picture because I actually had lashes on earlier too. It was a really cute look. I could absolutely see myself doing this look again, especially for work. Like, I just feel like it's very pretty, very sparkly. I like it a lot, so wanted to make sure to film this tonight so I could show this look, and then we're just gonna take this off. We'll touch up the base makeup. It'll all be fine and dandy. So I should actually lower my voice slightly because my husband is putting the baby down right now. He is doing that so I can film this because he is great. So everybody say shout out to Tyler in the comments, because, you know, this video is basically brought to you by him. Otherwise, I don't know when I would have been able to film it. There is sparkle all over, but I don't really care. I'm going to reapply some Shadow Fix Primer. That's what I had on earlier. So we are going to start with the shade Myth, which is this dark purple here. And I'm a little bit annoyed with myself that I only have time to do a look with like a lot of the stuff I've bought lately, because I've bought too much stuff, and the whole reason I was on a low buy was so that I would have time to actually film multiple look videos, you know, all of that jazz. But it's okay, it'll all be okay. This palette in particular, I was actually initially planning on skipping because I was like, I just have bought so much makeup and I just don't think this one is something that I absolutely need. Not that you need anything, but you know, that was my thought process, is like, you don't need it, blah blah blah. Anyways, then I watched videos with it, because I do tend to watch videos if I'm like on the fence. You know, for people that get PR of stuff, I'll like watch their videos if I'm on the fence about picking something up, or I think, oh yeah, I'm not getting that for sure. I'll watch videos. I try not to if I know I'm picking something up, because I don't want to be, you know, influenced in my review. But anyways, I watched videos and I was like, oh, that is a nice palette. I think it was Amy Loves Makeup's like swatch videos of this palette that really made me go, okay, I think I need it. And then I was watching, I think it was the new makeup releases for Angelica Nyqvist, where she mentioned that this was a Star Trek themed palette, and if anybody makes me feel like a fake Star Trek fan, it is the owner of Adept, because I feel like I'm a pretty big Star Trek fan. And when I heard that, I was like, Legend of Ardra? Like, what? And then I looked it up, and sure enough, and she's on The Next Generation, because that is, that's one of the series of Star Trek that I've watched, like, quite a bit. So I don't know. I'm like, do I need to rewatch all of this? Like, how did I miss that? Also, I didn't go over any of the details of the palette. We'll talk about that at the end. I have the box sitting right here. So now, did I tell you what shade I was using? I was using 1000 Years, and now we're using this shade. I want to say it's Krug. I don't know. I'm about to be rewatching The Next Generation because I'm feeling like a fake fan. So anyways, once I found out that it was a Star Trek palette, I was like, okay, well now I have to have it. So there we go. And honestly, this is, I mean, I only did the one look so far, but it's really pretty. Like the sparkles in here. One of my friends said that there's a couple of shades that are really hard to pick up. So I'll be curious to see if I have a similar experience. To be fair, she said it was hard to pick up on her finger when she was swatching, so I don't know if the brush is going to be the same, but usually if it's hard to pick up on the finger, it's going to be harder to pick up on a brush. Like, I feel like your finger is usually the easier tool to use. That is really pretty. I like that a lot. So, the shade that she said is hard. So she said Ardra was one, but Ventaxian Scholar. Oh yeah, that's basically a cream shadow. I see what she was talking about. Okay. So I'm going to show you what the pan looks like just from me dipping my finger in. I don't know if you can see that. It is very creamy. Like, I don't think I'd even try that one with a brush. Ardra's creamy too, but it's not the same. You can definitely pick that one up with your finger, no problem. I'd be curious how a brush would work with that one, but this is Ventaxian Scholar. Might as well use this one. This is on my finger. Let's just see. But yeah, I would highly recommend a finger application of that shade because I don't think you're picking that up with a brush at all. It stinks because I'm trying this late at night, so I don't know how this will wear over time. Typically, these kinds of shades crease on me pretty badly. But I don't know. I'll have to try the shade out on a day where I can wear it for a long time. But it's a really pretty shift. Oh, it's like pink, green, gold. I like it a lot. Oh, that is stunning. It is a very beautiful shade. So I am gonna grab a flat brush. Do I still have the one I used? I think I just used my finger with planetary tremor earlier too. So I'm taking just like a clean brush and trying to distribute this a little bit. I mean, that is so pretty. I really like that. Okay. All right, let's see. Ventax is this super sparkly taupe shade. Why not just try and throw that on here? Let's see. I kind of like the effect that gave. It's like sparkly, but like a little bit darker, like right here. Sure, let's do that. I mean, that was it. I'm really feeling that look. Let me, I'm gonna try and swatch these two marble shades because I haven't even touched them yet. I just want to see what they look like. Ooh, this is 2367 or 2367, I don't know, and this is Mendora. Now if you pick up a marble or like buy a palette that has a marbled shade, there's always the possibility that it'll look a little bit different because they all, you know, just kind of marble and swirl differently. But those are those two shades right there. I just always feel like it's helpful to see since it's like hard to picture. I really like that. I think they mesh with this palette really well. I'm almost thinking like, do we just let's just tap a little bit of Mendora on. Why not? Ooh, look at how purple that is compared to everything else. Okay, we're gonna have to settle down here and like move that around. Okay. Adept palettes, especially their shimmers, are always my favorite to just kind of like layer, throw on, see how it works, see how it looks. I don't know why, but that's just the brand for me. Because it just is like a glitter explosion on the lid. So, I mean, that's essentially the look. I think I'm going to kind of bring some of the mattes in. I'm going to do the same mattes on bottom that I did on top. Haven't decided on the inner corner yet, but I'll come back, show you the full finished look, and then share my first impressions, thoughts on this palette. Okay, here is the finished look. I'm going to stay close to my microphone because I'm speaking a little bit quieter because little man is officially down. And it was a battle because he is cranky for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, finished look. I really like it. I like it a lot. So let me talk about let me talk about some of the palette details that I forgot to mention earlier. So we have a 12-month open container This says that it is made by Adept Cosmetics in Hong Kong, China. So I think they have their own lab, if I'm not mistaken. And it is referred to as a eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. So there are going to be shades that under FDA are not considered safe for use around the eye area. It looks like it is the shades Ventax, Legend, 2367, Contract of Ardra, Planetary Tremor, Peace, and Myth. So 7 out of 15 shades. So those are the ones that, would not be considered safe around the eye area following the US FDA guidelines. It is cruelty-free and vegan. And there is silk mica in here. I don't see any talc. I believe they have something on their website that says about what it's free, if I remember correctly. I think they usually list something on their palettes, like descriptions. Anyways, here's the packaging. I have on my eyeshadow spreadsheet, I have a category that's like rating packaging, and 5 out of 5 means it is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And I've rated, I think just the Dreamer palette from Ensley has a 5 out of 5 rating so far this year. This deserves like a 6 out of 5. Like, this is absolutely stunning. For those of you that know me, you know that I don't like butterflies. Like, I don't like winged things. I don't know what it is. I just can't stand it. But there's this like little moth down here. I don't even care. I don't even mind it. I just think this whole aesthetic, everything about it is so beautiful. The like holographic, like faux leather, stunning. I will say it has a very strong scent that they mention on their site for I think all of their palettes, that if there's a scent with your palette, it's typically the packaging. Whatever materials they use, it's died down significantly since I've taken the palette out of the box. But when I first opened the box, I was like, whoa, it was powerful. Anyways, talking about the palette, I really like this. I got a quick, easy neutral look earlier. This is obviously a very pinky purple, bright, fun look. I do think the shimmers lean on the more neutral side, more wearable side. Obviously they're very sparkly, like rainbow sparkles, but like even these like look like they're like a lot, but it's essentially like a teal green and then a pink purple, like duochrome situation, multi-chrome situation. So I think that, it's not their brightest palette they've ever done, is what I'm trying to say. But with that being said, I think you can get a ton of really pretty, more subdued looks with this, or you can go super bright like I did today. But it still looks like very, I don't want to say, very cohesive is the word that I'm looking for. I really want to do a look using one of these shades by themselves all over the lid into the crease with just a black liner. I think that would look stunning. I feel like Planetary Tremor could do that. Ventax maybe. I'd be curious to try it with Ventaxian Scholar. I think the only people that won't like this palette are people that like or dislike a creamy emollient formula, because you have that in at least 2 shades. This one, Ventaxian Scholar, I don't see any way that you can pick that up with a brush. Like, it's so creamy, it's almost hard to pick up on your finger. You can get it on your finger, but it moves around so much that I can't foresee picking it up on a brush. Feckler was a little bit hard to pick up on a brush. That's the shade I ended up putting in my inner corner, but it wasn't like because it was moving. It's like one of those more chunky, flaky types of formulas, so that's what was happening. But most of these tend to have a smoother formula. Ardra, like I mentioned, is a little bit of a creamy one, but I don't know if you'd have as much of an issue because I use my finger no problem. I'm gonna try a brush right now. I mean, you can definitely get that one on a brush for sure. That's a swatch using it. Oh, it's like green on my end and then orange in the camera, but it's a really pretty shift. You can definitely pick that one up on a brush. So Ventaxian Scholar would absolutely be one that I'm like, there's no way you're picking that up on a brush. But the rest of it, stunning, beautiful, love it, super happy with it. I think Adept is killing it this year. They released the Flying Fiddles palette, love that, it's one of my favorites for the year. Cyborg Choir, Another favorite of mine, this palette, I am loving it. I think the Amy Loves Makeup palette is that their only launch I've skipped this year. And if they keep killing it, I might have to go back and get that one, because that's the only one I didn't pick up. But anyways, that is it from me. I really like this palette. Let me know if you decided to pick this palette up in the comments down below, or if you didn't, what you're using right now instead, or just why you decided to skip it. I like to just chat in the comments, and I will see you all next time. Bye.